I don't like this. This is not a good one. It's, yeah. First, we had Train to Busan, and then we had Peninsula. We're not going to talk about that one. Now we get another zombie-themed thriller from director Yeon Sang-ho with Colony. Does this have a weighty bite like the train ride, or should this just be quarantined and left alone? Professor Se-jeong is thrust into a bloody nightmare when a rapidly mutating virus is released during a biotech conference, causing authorities to seal the facility. Trapped inside with no escape, Se-jeong, along with a small group of survivors, must fight to stay alive while the infected undergo horrific transformations. All right, if you're into Munchies, stick around to the end as I've got some new candy to try out. Okay, this is an amalgamation of World War Z and The Last of Us, with a little bit of Dawn of the Dead mixed in. We follow a professor, her ex-husband, and then a random group of people as they deal with this rapid outbreak inside a high-rise that was caused by a deliberate release of a biological contagion. Now, we learn the MacGuffin for the epidemic right at the beginning of the film, and from there, it becomes pulse-pounding and thrilling. A lot of what we watch play out is very similar to many other modern zombie films. The fast transitions from uninfected to raging, the quickness at which the infected can act, and then the sheer amount of body chomping that's just ever present. But what makes Colony unique within the genre is how the infected interact with the world around them. Now, some of the behaviors are very similar to World War Z and The Last of Us, but what really stands out is the synchronized choreography of the actors who play the infected. Once infected, there's a trait that they all share, and this is then used to craft not only a freaky and stressful maze of biters, but also the ballet of brutality that they weave. It's just harrowingly beautiful. We can watch the actors all react and perform in unison, many of whom were previously all splayed out on the floor in random directions and positions. Now, I don't know how the director got them all to react at the exact same time, since they couldn't always see each other, but no detectable sound or cue was ever evident. Think of a hallway or a room that's scattered with all sorts of threats. While they all may be in some sort of dormant stage, all at once we watch them spin around in the same direction, mimicking the exact same movements before taking off in this creepy zombified Naruto run. The choreography also makes the infected into a swarming mass of bodies, adding to the unease thanks to the imposing visuals along with the raging pursuit. And to make all of this harried action more impactful, the story allows us to create a connection with at least a few of the characters, so their risk of peril is palpable. The story introduces a ragtag group of survivors, all with various skills or drawbacks. Some characters are crafted to be extremely vulnerable, while others are nimble and agile. There is one, though, that I think will be unanimously hated and loathed. This character is the one who's the albatross within the group, and creates all sorts of unnecessary danger. I mean, I couldn't wait for this one to get bitten, but I had to wait, and wait, and wait. And I'm not going to tell you if they make it out or not. But the mixture of skills, talents, and survivability creates an exciting dynamic of people. The traits of cowardice, hubris, subtle bravery, self-sacrifice, even greed, all work in conjunction. So there's always this blend of engaging characteristics that help carry a story that's pretty basic at its core. And I don't say that as a negative. The film knows what it is, and it works to maximize the thrills and the carnage. This is greatly helped by the pursuits and filming within the close quarters. The camera gets right into the middle of the fray, but it doesn't get so close that everything becomes a jumbled and blurry mess. The actions and their fights, they're clearly shown, with several of the battles taking advantage of the space to craft a thrilling one-shot. Now, I love it how also we get a lot of varied perspectives throughout the course of the movie. Sometimes we get to see from an infected's viewpoint. Other times it becomes a sort of first-person shooter as the camera is mounted on a weapon or maybe an individual to show the pursuit from their angle. While these don't become crutches or gimmicks, they do add just enough range to prevent this from looking stale, which then leads to boredom. The practical effects, they also help to immerse us in this freaky world of the infected. The elements that are utilized just add a nasty aesthetic, especially when we watch people lumber away from a wall or a door that they had been previously smacked up against. The makeup and then stuff, for lack of a better term, create a visceral reaction, showcasing something plausible and not out of the realm of possibility, especially given all we know about the infected. And during some of these times, especially when people first get infected, you might not want to be eating. It's gross. And despite this being just over 2 hours, I didn't feel the time. The first 10 to 15-ish minutes, maybe a little bit more, are patient as we are introduced to characters and then get the setup for what's about to transpire. But from then on, this is an energetic and pressing race for survival. The emotional connection to key characters and the ever-present threat of infection work to maintain a rapid pace for the storytelling, but they still allow the audience small reprieves before charging back in on us with the foaming horde. Now, filming is immersive thanks to creative camera placements and careful orchestration of fight sequences, while the number of survivors dwindles and the search for the cure seems almost futile. Wonderful practical effects and jaw-dropping synchronicity among the infected create a horrifying world that feels a little too close to reality than it ultimately should. Colony is a violent and exhilarating thriller that should push you towards the edge of your seat while squealing with anticipation as the barrage of bodies clamors for more victims. There's no sex or nudity, some profanity, and then probably a ton of gory violence. I give Colony 4.5 out of 5 couches. I'll watch this again and again. While it does have an emotional angle to it, I don't think it's as powerful as Train to Busan, but it's still a great entry into the zombie genre. Okay, so are you a fan of zombie movies? What's the best zombie movie ever? Let me know your choice in the comments below. Okay, now as promised, I got some new Munchies to try. We got Mike and Ike's ice cream truck flavors. There is strawberry shortcake, orange twist, chocolate waffle cone, creamy banana split, and cherry ice. I should have been doing this through the Ice Cream Man review, but that was a terrible movie. So we're going to do it through something that is a great movie. Okay, so I've grabbed them at random. This is the chocolate waffle cone. They're brown, look like, whatever. Has more of a coffee taste to it than a chocolate flavor. No. Now, with the chocolate's coming in. I wasn't sure I was going to like this. It's not displeasing. It's actually fairly good. It's not bad. I mean, yeah, the chocolate's good. Next up is the yellow, the creamy banana split. It definitely, I don't know what kind of chemicals they're using in this, but it does tastes more like banana pudding, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't like pudding, but the texture's just weird. But this is surprising. I'm digging this. This is not too bad at all. I wasn't sure on this one either that I was going to be like, I don't know. But yeah, banana flavor actually comes right through. It's nice, not overpowering. Okay, now we got the strawberry shortcake. Definitely a strawberry flavor to it. I don't know if I'm a fan of this one. Do you remember the old strawberry shortcake little dolls? Like from the 80s? You may not be that old. Maybe you're way too old, but I don't know. Doesn't really matter. They had a smell to them. This tastes like that smelled, which at first is kind of okay. And then it just becomes weird and gross. I'm not really a fan of the strawberry shortcake one. Second to last is orange twist. Tastes like orange crush. With a little bit of like a vitamin C tablet. Actually, that's what it tastes like. It doesn't taste like orange crush anymore at all. I don't like this. This is not a good one. All right, last up is cherry ice. See how this one goes. Well, that's highly medicine. Halls or Ricola. Ricola. The cough drops. That's what it just tastes like. That's it's not terrible. It's not great though. Kind of strong. A little bit tart. Okay, so Mike and Ike's ice cream truck mix. Surprising here because I thought I was going to really like the cherry ice. I thought strawberry shortcake might be okay. That one was terrible. The orange twist was actually even worse. That is just, needs to be avoided. The two that I was the most sketchy on that I was not sure were going to happen was the chocolate waffle cone and the creamy banana split, and those actually turned out to be the best ones. Who knew? Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.